Hey, what's up, everybody? Joe here, and in this episode, I want to talk about how to talk to yourself. I just finished a Course in Miracles seminar with Hillary and her friend Rachel, or our friend Rachel, and we had some people over, we had some people on Zoom, and this was week 2 of a Course in Miracles seminars that Hillary and Rachel are putting together. And it's been really fun listening in, sitting in, and participating. And today, one of the topics that we talked about was talking to ourselves. You know, a lot of times we have that inner voice within us, and it's how we talk to ourselves. And sometimes it's our higher self talking to ourselves, you know, that best version of ourselves pumping us up, being positive, being optimistic. But other times it can be a judgmental voice, a critical voice, and it comes from some other type of source, maybe the ego or our background, our parents, our family, our friends have affected the way that we think and the way that we talk to ourselves, which is very important. And we need to be very conscious and aware about how we're thinking, and how we're talking to ourselves, what we're saying to ourselves every single day, on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. You know, we need to be very conscious and aware of what we are thinking and how we are talking to ourselves. And it's something to think about because we need to make sure that we're always leaning towards the positivity, towards the encouragement, and staying away from the negativity, the criticism. And it can be very tough sometimes. I know that I personally struggle with this and have struggled with this and still do struggle with this from time to time. And, you know, it comes from a lot of different sources, like, you know, the pressures of society, maybe parents, you know, just us being extra critical on ourselves, and where really we should be extra supportive with ourselves. So one of the techniques that was talked about in the Course in Miracles seminar today was, you know, taking that voice, that thought, whatever it may be, and if it's ever anything negative or critical or unhelpful, and it's something that's bringing you down, that's making you sad, making you anxious, we need to shift that as soon as possible into something more constructive and something more positive. And one of the techniques that we talked about today is thinking about how a best friend might say something to you that you need to hear, how a loving parent or a loving partner might say something that you need to hear. And instead of us kind of seeking that from those people, we then use that to say it to ourselves. So if we're ever feeling regretful about something, maybe, you know, we would love to hear that, you know, we're forgiven, that it's okay, that we're still loved, and maybe we want to hear that from someone that we've hurt, or from friends or family or a partner. And you know, sometimes if you're lucky, you're vulnerable enough to express your needs, you may get that from other people. But other times, you know, other people might not be around, you might not have the time to kind of go through that process, and we need to be able to shift those thoughts ourselves. So if we can kind of imagine, okay, well, I want, like, if I was talking to my best friend, I would want him or her to say this to me. So then we begin to say that to ourselves, you know, you're forgiven, it's okay, people make mistakes, you're still a worthy person, you're still loved, you're still a great person, you're forgiven, you know? So something like that. Or if we're feeling sad and anxious, you know, we would want a friend or a partner or a parent, anyone to kind of support us and say, well, everything's going to be okay. You're doing great, things like that. And yes, again, we can reach out to other people, and I encourage you to reach out to other people, but we also have to work the muscle of being that person to ourselves when we need it. So, you know, at that moment, and then you have to start talking to yourself. And a lot of times it's kind of like a battle, right? Like it's the negative thoughts that are bringing us down, and we need to counteract that with positive thoughts of our own. So it's kind of like these two muscles in our minds, the negative and the positive, the yin and the yang. And a lot of times we're brought up, and this was talked about in the Course in Miracles as well, is that we're brought up to flex that negativity, to always be judgmental, to always criticize, to always kind of see like what's wrong in people or in situations, where really we need to start flexing and exercising the other side, the other positive mind, the other constructive mind and optimistic mind. And we can do this with any kind of situation, with any kind of other person, whether, oh, like I would love my best friend to say this, or my partner to say this, or a family member to say this. Well, we just use that to say it to ourselves. And I thought this was a cool exercise because, as I said before, like I do struggle with this myself personally, where, I'm very critical on myself, I'm very judgmental on myself, which causes me anxiety, causes me sadness, and just kind of weighs me down. So a lot of times I need, that other side, that positive side. And obviously it's great if I have a partner like Hillary, or family or friends that can be that supportive voice for me, but I need to work on that myself. I need to be able to counteract those negative thoughts myself, but using the technique of imagining a best friend saying that, imagining a partner saying that, what you need to hear, imagining a family member saying what you need to hear, can kind of give you the words and the voice to be like, okay, this is what I would love to hear. Well, this is what I'm going to say to myself. So I thought that was a cool exercise, and I wanted to share it in this video. Being more aware and conscious of how we talk to ourselves, how we think, just that level of consciousness, and being able to identify negative thoughts, negative ideas, and counteract them right away with positive thoughts of our own, positive ideas of our own. And if we're struggling to do that ourselves, kind of taking a step back and being like, okay, well, if I had my partner with me right now, maybe my partner's at work or sleeping or something, or if I had family members with me right now that they're not, what would I want them to say to me? Well, if I can identify that, then I can identify that and use it to say it to myself. So I encourage you to try this yourself. I actually challenge you to try this yourself. So, whatever you're going through right now, or in the future, whatever may come up, I want you to identify and be conscious and be aware of those negative feelings and thoughts when they come up, and then also be consciously aware of counteracting them with your own positive thoughts, with your own positive counter messages. And then if you can, and if it helps, imagine what someone else who's supportive, whether it's a supportive grandmother or grandfather, or a supportive mother or father or sister or brother or best friend or partner, what would you want them to say to you to make you feel better? And then use that as ammunition to say that to yourself, so that you can feel better, and start flexing that muscle of positivity within yourself, of optimism within yourself, and really be aware and conscious of your thoughts, so that you can use that technique, so that you can shift your mindset and really kind of manipulate your own mind into thinking the positive thoughts that you want to think. So that's something that we talked about in the Course in Miracles seminar today, and I wanted to share it in this video. If you haven't joined or even ever heard of the Course in Miracles, I definitely suggest you look into it. Definitely suggest you check out Hillary's YouTube channel, Hillary Jubilee. She talks a lot about the Course in Miracles. And yeah, maybe join us in the next Course in Miracles next week. We're having, I think, 5, so we have 3 left. 3 or 4 left, and it's every Thursday night. We are on the west coast of Canada, so Pacific time. But yeah, reach out to me on YouTube or on Instagram if you're interested in signing up, or again, check out Hillary's YouTube channel, Hillary Jubilee, if you want to sign up for that. We're obviously hosting it in person, but we're also doing it online on Zoom. So it's pretty cool having people join us in person, but also online. And I encourage you to join us next time. And again, I challenge you to use this technique and let me know how it goes in the comment section. Let me know if it helps you, or if you have any other techniques that you use to keep control of your mind. Definitely share it with myself and with everyone else in the comment section. That would be awesome. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that like button. It always helps the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet already, definitely subscribe so that I can see you in the next video. All right, thanks for watching.